Station, this is Houston. Are you ready for the event?
Houston Station, we are ready for the event.
KOIN-TV, this is Mission Control Houston. Please call station for a voice check.
Automatic deductions going.
Station, this is KOIN-TV. How do you hear me?
But sometimes that leads me to...
The station hears you loud and clear, KOIN-TV.
Right, well, yeah.
Great. We are about 4 minutes from the interview.
Option. So why is it important?
Copy that.
Hi, Don. Can we get a mic check?
Testing 1, 2, 3. How
Thank
do
you so much.
hear?
Yeah, thank you so much. We'll be talking to Travis and Emily here shortly.
Copy that.
Don, we're about a minute away. We're going to have about maybe 15 seconds of intro, and then we get right into the interview. 30. Ten away, Don. Stand by. Here we go.
All right, hang tight. It's time to launch into space. And behold, this brilliant view of our pale blue dot from the International Space Station.
Oh my gosh, it's an incredible view. This time lapse captured by astronaut and Oregon native Don Pettit, who's about to return from space this weekend. And he's joining us live this morning from the ISS right now. Don, good morning.
Good morning, Emily. Good morning, Travis. How are you folks doing there in good old Oregon?
I'm feeling very weighted down by gravity.
Yeah.
I'm really feeling it at the
Feeling a
moment.
little heavier than you these days. Well, Don, this is your fourth trip into space. So tell us about your current mission and what it has been like.
This mission is all about what space station was built and designed for. It's about doing scientific research. It's about doing engineering research. And station is really a hopping place working in all kinds of scientific fields, from biology to human research to physical sciences, combustion, metallurgical processing. This is a hopping place in terms of scientific research.
Wow.
What has it been like to spend 6 months on the ISS? You've been there since last September. What has this experience been like?
Time flies so fast, especially when you're having fun and working hard. And it's amazing how quick 6 months goes by. Actually, more like 7. It's just a flash in the pan.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah, it is closer to 7 months at this point.
Well, you know, it's been really cool to have an Oregon native representing the Beaver State up on the ISS. And we always love shouting you out every time we get to see some of your incredible videos. Yeah, and photography from the station. What are some of your more memorable moments during this mission that you'd like to highlight?
Wow. There's several facets to memorable moments. One is with your crew, and I've had 3 different crews come traipsing through during the 7 months, and all of these crews, we end up having these belly-shaking, guttural, laughing phases where we're just having fun in our off-duty moments. And then you have quiet time when you're by yourself, maybe looking out a window, looking at Earth, looking at the cosmos, and contemplating such philosophical things as, where do I fit in this picture?
I can't even imagine. We have that moment here on Earth when you look up at the stars on a clear night, you know, let alone being up amongst the stars and looking back at Earth. That is something else. What is something that has stood out to you? I mean, we were showing some clips earlier this morning of you spinning your camera, you know, in zero gravity. What are some of the kind of quirky zero gravity things that you've been doing up there to keep your entertainment levels going up in space?
Well, we've got the programmatic research. Our furnaces, where you're looking at flame fronts burning, both solids and gas phase flames, and they burn differently in the absence of gravity. No buoyancy-driven convection to move the air around. And then there's another furnace that does containerless processing. So you melt a sample where it's floating in the furnace, where it's not touching any pre-existing solid, which can induce certain crystal habits into the material. So these are fascinating programmatic aspects of science. And then because we are here and we can, you can look at your own level of scientific investigation in terms of surface tension, water blobs, things like that.
Wow. Well, Don, it's interesting. You have been on the space station at a time when it's been making lots of news. We just saw the return of astronauts Sonny Williams and Butch Wilmore. Give us some insight into what time was like with their unexpectedly extended stay. Were spirits high on the ISS?
Well, you have to remember that space is a frontier. It's a wilderness, and when you go into a wilderness, things don't run like clockwork, and you can't count on a train schedule to be on time. So when you go to space, you have to accommodate the fact that this is not going on a tour on a cruise ship. This is on a tour on a cruise ship. This is something where you're going, where human physiological entities were not innately meant to be, and we need to take machines here to keep us alive and move us around and do meaningful things. So it truly is exploring a frontier, and that doesn't work on a normal clock.
Sure.
Yeah, I know we got to let you go here, but before we do, I have to ask, what are you looking forward to when you get back down to Earth? What is that first thing you're going to do?
Okay, well, the very first thing I'm going to do when I get to Earth will probably be empty the contents of my stomach out the way it wasn't meant to go. and I say that.
All that training couldn't prepare you for that re-entry.
This is a physiological thing that affects different people different ways. Some people can land and go out, eat pizza and dance. And when I land, it takes me about 24 hours to feel like I'm a human being again. But in spite of that, I think your question was a little more meaningful than hearing about that. Of course, you want to see your family and your loved ones, but the thing I miss most from Earth that we do not have up here, and that's running water, a sink, and a drain. And you think about it, none of that stuff works up here because it requires gravity, and the implications, you can't even wash your hands. You can't take a bath. You can't take a shower. If something gets really dirty, you can't take it in the backyard and hose it off with a garden hose. The whole aspect of how do you clean up a mess and how you clean yourself up in a weightless environment, it all hinges around you don't have running water, you don't have a sink, you don't have a drain. And I'm really going to enjoy these three things when I come back to Earth.
Wow, yeah, you've got a hot shower coming your way, Don.
Yes, well deserved.
I have to ask, I know we're out of time. I'm never going to get this opportunity again, though. Is there freeze-dried ice cream on the ISS, and do you enjoy eating it as much as I did when I was a kid?
Okay, what I've heard is the freeze-dried ice cream was only flown on a couple of shuttle missions, and it's no longer on any of the flight menu items. And the reason I was told is that freeze-dried ice cream, when you bite into it, makes hundreds of little tiny crumbs, and in weightlessness they float all over, and ice cream quickly absorbs water and it turns back into melted ice cream, and then it sticks all over the wall and everything, and it makes a mess.
Oh my gosh, Don, it has been so great to talk to you.
Ice cream.
Millions of tiny crumbs, both for the space station and in the back of my mom's car. So I understand that.
Safe travels home. Thank you so much for the time. It has been so great to chat with you, and what a thrill. What a thrill up in space.
That is so cool. Don, thanks so much.
Bye now. Bye now.
Station, this is Houston ACR. That concludes the event.
Thank you to all participants. Station, we are now resuming operational audio communications.
Copy that, Houston.